Interim government takes oath under leadership of Dr. Yunas. Chief advisor says the government to fulfill expectations of all. US and EU welcome new interim government of Bangladesh. Narendra Modi greets Dr. Yunas. Robber panic grips the capital. Students pass the night sleepless. Several suspected handed over to the armed forces. After taking oath as chief advisor of interim government, Dr. Muhammad Yunas said the government formed through mass upheaval will be the government of all. He said the government will fulfill expectations of all. Earlier, Dr. Muhammad Yunas, the chief advisor to the interim government, arrived at Shah Jalal International Airport on Thursday afternoon. His flight landed at 10 p.m. and he was received by the three service chiefs. Nahid Islam, one of the coordinators of the anti-discrimination student movement, along with 5 other coordinators, greeted Dr. Yunas with flowers. Thousands of people had gathered at the airport and along the main road to welcome him. Dr. Yunas, a Nobel Peace Prize laureate, spoke to the media at the airport. He became emotional while remembering student leader Abu Saeed, who was martyred during the Quota movement. In his speech, Dr. Yunas stressed the need to stop all attacks and clashes if people have faith in him. Dr. Muhammad Yunas, the chief advisor to the interim government, and other advisors have been sworn in at the Bongo Bhavan. Dr. Yunas took his oath at 9:22 p.m. on Thursday night, followed by the other advisors at 9:28 p.m. Earlier, the Cabinet Division had announced that the government would consist of 17 members, including the chief advisor. However, only 14 took the oath today. The chief advisor is Nobel laureate Dr. Muhammad Yunas. The other 16 advisors are former governor of Bangladesh Bank, Dr. Saleh-Uddin Ahmed, Dhaka University professor Dr. Asif Nazrul, human rights activist Adilur Rahman Khan, former Attorney General A.F. Hassan Arif, former Ambassador Tawhid Hussain, Chief Executive of Bangladesh Environmental Lawyers Association BELA, and Supreme Court lawyer Saida Ridwana, Chief Executive Officer of BRAC, Sharmeen Murshid, Farooq-e-Azam, Bir Protik, Brigadier General Retired M. Shakhawat Hussain, Dr. A.F.M. Khalid Hussain, Farida Akhtar, Nurjahan Begum, Anti-Discrimination Student Movement Leader Muhammad Nahid Islam, Asif Mahmood, Saif Sajib Bhuya. The Cabinet Secretary mentioned during the oath-taking ceremony that 3 out of the 17 advisors could not take the oath as they were outside of Dhaka. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has greeted Dr. Muhammad Yunas after taking oath as chief advisor of the interim government of Bangladesh. He made the greetings in a post on social media X on Thursday. At the same time, he expressed his optimism that Bangladesh will return to normalcy after ensuring security of different minority communities, including Hindu. He also said India is committed to work with Bangladesh for the sake of peace, security, and development. The USA and the European Union have welcomed the interim government of Bangladesh. At the same time, White House expressed optimism that Dhaka and Washington will work together. U.S. State Department spokesman Matthew Miller said this on Thursday in a press briefing. Miller urged Dr. Yunas to take steps immediately to stop violence in Bangladesh. Meanwhile, the EU has welcomed new interim government of Bangladesh. Its Chief of Foreign Affairs, Joseph Borrell, has said it intends to work together with the new administration of the country.
Investigation. So I certainly wouldn't want to speak to or confirm any kind of...
National Electoral Council of Venezuela has only...
BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir has expressed his optimism that the interim government led by Dr. Muhammad Yunas will bring back peace in the country. He said the victory achieved through bloodshed of a huge number of people cannot be lost due to any thought. At that time, he made demand of holding election immediately. Supreme Court lawyer Muhammad Asaduzaman has been appointed as the new Attorney General. He replaces A.M. Aminuddin, who resigned on Wednesday citing personal reasons. After taking charge, Asaduzaman stated that he would work to establish the rule of law in the country and restore public confidence in judiciary. Meanwhile, coordinators of the anti-discrimination student movement have demanded the removal of the Chief Justice and the judges of the Appellate Division. They claim that the judiciary is still controlled by judges who are part of a fascist system. The coordinators argued that judicial work is still being carried out in the same manner as before the mass uprising. In light of this day, they have called for the removal of the Chief Justice and the Appellate Division judges. The demand reflects growing concerns about the independence and fairness of the judiciary under the current system. Like the spirit of Shukando Bhattacharya's poem about the 18-year-old, the youth of Bangladesh have taken to the streets with a vow to fight corruption. After ending 16 years of dictatorship in just 36 days of struggle, they are now focused on reforming the country and tackling the traffic chaos in Dhaka. Determined to show what Bangladesh can become, the city is changing as the youth lead a movement to flight and progress. Self-motivated fire service members and volunteers are stepping in to manage traffic across the country, including the capital. Currently, they are performing this duty alongside students and Ansar members, as there is no one officially in charge of traffic management. While firefighting is their primary duty, the fire service members always step up to help the public in any situation. Their efforts reflect a commitment to public service beyond their usual responsibilities. We'll be back after a short break. Please stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching News 24 English Bulletin. The capital market of the country has experienced a significant rise, with the Dhaka Stock Exchange's main index, DSEX, making history. On Thursday, the index surged by 306 points, reaching 5,924 points, marking the biggest single-day jump in the index's history. Two other indexes also saw gains. Meanwhile, the overall index of Chittagong Stock Exchange also rose by 861 points on Thursday. This rise in both stock exchanges reflects strong investor confidence and marks a significant moment in the capital's history. On Thursday, there were no police officers present in the city as supported police officers continued their strike, demanding 11 points including life security. Although police officials have returned to their posts, a large portion of the force remains on strike. The absence of police has led to significant unrest. On August 5th, many sculptures were demolished in the capital, and several buildings and shops were set on fire. Since the anti-discrimination student movement began across the country, the capital has been largely empty of police presence. In their place, the army has taken over security duties at key locations, including police stations, DMP headquarters, police headquarters, Rajarbagh and DB offices. However, no police personnel were seen at these sites. The Rajapaksha family is making a comeback in the Sri Lankan politics. The country's largest political party, the Sri Lankan Podujana Peramuna SLPP, has announced Namal Rajapaksha as its presidential candidate. Namal, 38, is the son of the former Sri Lankan Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksha, who previously served as the president of Sri Lanka. Former Bangladesh cricket team captain Inamul Haq Bijoy has accused the Bangladesh Cricket Board (BCB) of discrimination in the national team selection. As the country faces a sporting crisis, the Bangladesh A team is set to leave Dhaka on Friday for a series against Pakistan, which includes 2 4-day matches and 3 one-day internationals. Despite the crisis, the national team is practicing hard for the upcoming series. Bijoy has expressed anger over the national selection process and stressed that his team aims to perform well in every match during the tour. Viewers, we are now going live to National Mausoleum, where advisors of interim government are paying tribute to the martyrs.